A 20-year-old young man went to his elderly great-grandfather and asked, "How many friends should a person have?" The wise elder said, "Go to the garden and find the ripest fruit. Pick it and bring it back. That's how you'll discover the truth." The young man hurried to the garden, but all the ripe fruits were hanging too high for him to reach. He realized that without some outside help, he wouldn't be able to reach the fruit. He needed to call a friend. So, he called his neighbor, with whom he was friends. The neighbor climbed onto his shoulders, but they soon realized that they needed at least 4 more people to reach the apples and pears. The young man gathered all his friends, and they formed human chains, helping each other reach the branches of the tree. "I understand what you meant now, great-grandfather," the young man said. "The more friends a person has, the better. Together, we can accomplish anything." The great-grandfather laughed and replied, "You still haven't quite grasped it. A person should have just enough friends so that one of them thinks of bringing a ladder to the tree." In my circle, there are people who have to interact with a large number of individuals, those in the service industry, teachers, tour guides. Then there are those whose interaction is strictly limited by their profession. The former often complain of fatigue and exhaustion, while the latter are friendly and cheerful. Why is that? Let's not attribute it to energy vampires. There are very few people with whom we can entrust our child's name or share all our secrets. Most people are friends with whom we have fun, but we constantly control ourselves, making sure not to say something wrong, not to hurt with our words, not to provoke anger or jealousy. It's hard work. 2 friends decided to go on a trip, but one of them fell ill the day before the departure with a high fever. Her companion called and said, "Take your medicine and let's go. I don't know anything. Are you my friend or not?" After that incident, they no longer speak. Returning to the parable, what if that young man had immediately realized that he needed to bring a ladder? Would he have been able to do it without friends? Did he reach a level where he didn't need to ask anyone for help or call on friends? As a rule, such people don't become hermits, but rather contribute to society as scholars, writers, artists, composers, poets, and serve millions of their compatriots. They friend, but also benefit society. Nikola Tesla once said ironically, "I'm not sure that you can name many great inventions that were created by married men. When married, you're surrounded by your spouse, children, and relatives. Everyone needs something, and there's no time for solitude. If your best buddies also invite you to barbecue, it gets even harder. How do you generate thoughts in such a mode? The saying that you should have 100 friends is only good for the young who are exploring the world and looking for themselves. After 30, 40 years, you should minimize your interactions, build an invisible fence around you, and retreat from the zone of phone calls.